Hey guys, I'm Racing Chewy Side, and I got a video here, and it's a track guide for Sonoma, which we don't visit here for another week, but I'm doing this early to give people time to practice, because it's one of those tracks you need to practice. I think, I don't know. If there's any racket you'll hear, it's more than likely a lawnmower outside somewhere. I don't know. I hear it, drives me nuts, I hate it, but what can you do? So the best I can do is a 1:16.7, which might look a little rough when we're going through the lap, but that's the best I could do. Race pace 1:17, like 1 or something like that. I can hit 1:17s back to back, but 1:16 is kind of hard to hit, but that's the best I got. Kind of wish someone could teach me the ropes, a better road racing, but yeah. Anyways, we'll go through the lap. I'm going to do some things different here while I'm talking through the lap. I'm going to go through the gears that I'm in. So when I press play here, we're going to go ahead and go through this, so let's check this out. Alright, right here I'm in third, off the limiter, second. I stay in second all through here. Pretty much all the way to the hairpin, I stay in second. You can see I'm not shifting, still second. Still in second. Second. And hell, I don't even shift here, I'm still in second. So all through here I'm in second. And I'll tell you why later. Only time I shift is after this section here. So right here I'm in second. Right here I hit third. Stay in third all the way to the hairpin. The final corner. So I'm third, second, first. You see me push the clutch in there. That's kind of to stabilize the rear end from bouncing, because I kind of screwed up there. Alright, there's your lap. I don't know if external view is warranted. I'm not really positive. You can see my paint's kind of nude right now because I have to redo everything because of the damn template change with the new build. So let me rewind this. Again, not the fastest on road courses. I don't know. I'm just trying to give a basic guideline so people don't go flying off into the dirt. Go back to cockpit here. Now I would show you again a race line that I take and pace, but I just back everything down a little bit. And that section where I'm shifting from second to third, I leave it in third. Or I go to third and really early and go through there, just to minimize wheel spin. Everything I do on a race run is try to minimize wheel spin, so it may not be as fast as this lap I showed you, but oh well. We're just basically braking a tiny bit earlier than normal, so that's my race line. But we're looking at a regular fast lap line that I could achieve. Again, there's people that are quicker. So approaching turn 1, I leave it in third. You can shift to fourth if you want, but you're just going to have to shift back down once you get to here. Here's where I'm letting off the gas. Pretty much as I'm getting ready to apex that little corner here in turn 1. Don't want to turn in too early because you'll smack it. You see I'm letting off completely by the time I hit the apex there. And that little blip that you saw was me going from third to second gear, I believe, and I might have butchered the second gear. Oh no, there's my third to second gear. You can see my RPM is really high, and you will not see me doing this in a race. I'm going to be shifting a little bit later than normal, because I don't want to blow up. But you see I'm turning down here. Everything you see with the throttle is either me shifting and trying to stabilize the rear end. Because if you just throw it in there, it's going to want to jump out on you. One thing I forgot to mention, this is all done with a 10-to-1 steering ratio with the fixed setup. And the brake bias is completely garbage. Way too much towards the front. But that's one thing you want to know. You want to know the brake bias. Because when you get on the brakes right as I'm approaching this curve right here, I should be getting on the brakes right here. And I gradually get up to a really high braking, and then I gradually let off. Yeah, about halfway braking, but here, once you get on the brakes, the car is going to want to tighten up and straighten out. For the fact is, you have 69% brake bias, which is just way too much if you ask me. It needs to be more rearward so you can get the car to, turn. But in this case, if you're getting loose, and which it might going into one, hit the brakes when you're slowed in the braking zone and try to keep it straight because it's going to tighten itself up. And here, keep it as close to the curb as you possibly can without going over. I'm rolling at this point. Again, about the apex of the corner, I get back on the throttle, which you see here. Gradually, and at this point, you can step on it right here. On the exit of, turn 2? You can step on it until you get probably to this crest right here. So right about here, the back wheels want to start spinning, so you can see me fighting the car big time here. I'm trying to stay on the throttle as much as I can. Play with it, because it's got to get loose. And when you feel the car starting to go into this dip for the next turn, that's when I'm getting on the brakes for the next corner. Remember, I'm still in second gear, all through this section. You can see I'm getting hard on the brakes. And the minute I start turning in, about right here, I let off the brakes. Let it roll. Again, once I hit the apex, throttle up. Or that was the plan anyway. Okay, after the curbing, you can see me throttle up just a hair. And then just to let off again to get set up for the next corner. Is it the best way of doing things? No. But you can see again, rolling. Once I hit the apex of the curb, get back on the throttle slowly. And once you feel the car about to settle here, like right here, you do not want to be steering. You want the car to, because any movement to the right will spin the damn thing. So once you get over the hill, you're still playing with the throttle trying to get it to hook up. But pretty much after you get over the hump, you can just go ahead and power off the corner. So we'll see that 2 times slow-mo. You see I'm powered off the corner, gets unstable and approaching right here. You can either use the cones, or what I've been using this whole time is this. You can see how the dust kind of comes onto the track here. That's not because I ran through there. It's because that's just how the track is. Laser scan wise, I don't know. There's just a little dust speck or whatever. You can use that as a reference, or you can use some of the cones on the right there, if you can call those cones. I don't know what the hell they are. Try to find something reasonable here. So pretty much when... Yeah, I guess it all depends on field of view too, but you can see right here, I'm hard on the brakes and throttle, but that's just the way I drive. But you want to be hard on the brakes pretty much as the cone there on the right, on the orange side. You can kind of see it in the background, or sort of to the right. Maybe I could zoom that in, I guess. But yeah, that cone there, once your passenger side window brace there comes in contact with one of those orange pylons or whatever they are, that's where I'm hard. Extremely hard on the brakes. Or again, I'm using this dust speck here. Once the front of my car kind of covers it, you see right here, that's where I'm getting on the brakes. And as I said, by this pylon here, that's pretty much the limit of braking. So, and while holding on to that much brake, you're going to see this pavement change here. See how it's dark and then it goes even lighter gray? Well, that's a bump in the seam, so your car's going to hit that right about, well, here, and the front wheels are going to want to lock up. So you can probably mess with the brake a little bit, or just stay in it. And pretty much once you get past that transition, you're letting off the brake. So you see I'm very slowly letting off the brake, till by the time my car's ready to start turning, you can see I barely touch the curb with the right side tires. Then that's when I get on the throttles, right when the tires hit the thing. That's to rotate the car around the corner. Watch out for this curb, because it will bite you if you're not prepared. You can see me fighting that right there, because the car gets real unsettled. You see here, I'm pretty much jumped over it, but once you feel the back tire kind of grab onto that curbing, straighten out as close as you can to this little black thing. I recommend staying away from it as far as you can, but you want a fast speed, go for it. But you can see I'm full throttle at that point. Once I get the car to cooperate after the bumps, once it lands, go for it. Full throttle into the hairpin. Now here, we're coming up on a braking zone. which I don't even know how to explain right now. So let me back that up. Right here. Okay, you see my left bar there? The end of my windshield. Over here that I'm circling. You see it? Once it comes in contact with this pole, I'm getting hard on the brakes. So right here, I'm looking straight, and I see it through my peripheral vision there to the left, where I'm blocking out that pole. I'm getting really hard onto the brakes. Keeping it in second. Remember, all the way up until that 1 point in second. So hard on the brakes as you possibly can without locking them up, which they will want to do at about this point. Because the track's all bumpy and weird, and it's not cooperating. You're making a transition from a piece of the track you're not supposed to be on to a piece of the track you are supposed to be on. And I'm braking hard until I start to, again, turn into the corner. You want to get a lot of braking done on the straights. So I'm turning down the corner. At this point, I should be rolling. All at this point. Still in second. You can go to first if you want, but it just involves more wheel spin, I guess. So you can see once I get the car to kind of get around, I don't know, let's just say 7/8 of that corner. I get back on the throttle to rotate the rear end because here it's tight. Then you use the throttle, you can see me over-rotated. I'm hard on the throttle already. Once I got on it, I stayed on it. Had to lift a little bit there to make sure I don't die. Same with here, it's a little bit tricky. Car wants to bounce. Want to aim for the way I'm aiming for all this here. Play with the throttle again to get yourself set up for this start of the S's after, you see right here, this whole section here. I'm on the brakes again to get the car to kind of settle down. You can see I'm on the brakes after I bounce. You can see right here, once I land, I'm on the brakes just enough to get it slowed down. I let off right as I'm passing, let's just say the start to this curb here. And let it roll while turning left. Get the throttle to rotate it some more. So once you get the throttle to rotate it, get ready to set yourself up by letting off it and rolling into the next corner. Which I'm doing again, but pretty much once I get the apex of this, touch the throttle to get me going. You don't want to step on it here because it's gonna just jump out on you. It makes you seem like you have grip. Right here, you have tons of grip. It makes you think that, but it all goes away because all the weight's somehow shifting to the right or left. I don't even know anymore, but it's a weird feeling I had there. To play with the throttle until you feel like you're starting to go into that roller coaster dip, you know, like you're going downhill. And I step on it, second gear. You can see the bar here, I'm all full throttle. And when you see it lift, I'm shifting from second to third. So right here, I'm in third gear. Again, it tricks you to thinking you have grip. So I stay in the gas. It starts to get loose, so I let off a little bit while, you know, kind of going outward to make this sort of a double apex corner. If you get my drift, you can see here's the first apex. You drift out a little bit, and then you let off the throttle to get set up for the secondary apex. And you're hitting the curb here. Play with the throttle to get it to where you think it's going to stick. You can give it a quick jab here, and then get on the brakes. So, pretty much, again, apexing the curb. Get on the brakes, enough to slow you down. To this corner, we're still in third gear. You can see I'm trying to follow the line as correct as possible. Using the brakes to slow the car. And pretty much again, once you feel it start turning, here at the Nationwide logos, billboard, whatever, that's where I'm turning down into this curb. Again, apex it, and once I do, get on the throttle. Play with it if you have to, but you can try to step on it as quickly as you can. If you want a fast lap. If not, gradually roll in, you'll still get a decent run down this corner. Down into the hairpin. So going into the hairpin, once my car lands, you can see the debris I got there. Once my car lands into this dip, right about here, I'm getting on the brakes hard. Again, I'm in third gear. There's second. I shouldn't have been the blip to second, but okay. I'm downshifting really early, and then I hit first right about here. Should be right here. There, I'm hitting first gear while braking hard. The car wants to, let's just say you're downshifting like I have been there. Second gear was alright, but you want to wait on first gear. Try to downshift into first as late as you can, or it'll just start wheel hopping the crap out of your back wheels. Don't know how to explain that. It's just the way it is. That's why you see me pressing the clutch here. You'll see it once it gets right there, because the back wheels are bouncing at this point. See if I can demonstrate that. Okay, probably not. Then we go back to the cockpit. But yeah, the back wheels were hopping there, so I hit the clutch. Just stabilizes the gear. You don't want to just let off. You want to give it some throttle once you're letting off the clutch, just to stabilize the gearing, but I think I did both. I'm braking way too late into this corner. You don't want to do what I just did there. Just going to kill your tires. So what I recommend doing is, he said where I was braking, brake a little earlier than where I did in this clip. Just a tiny bit earlier. Make sure to shift down smooth as you can. I'm in first gear here, as I said, but you want to be as slow as you can. By the time you hit this first barrel, about right here, you want to be off the brakes, if you can. Let it roll and come back down and sort of, again, double apex this one in a way. See, I kind of turned in sharply there. Yeah, I'm in first gear at this point. And it's really loose there. You see me getting gradually on the throttle. I never hit full throttle until I get to second gear. Which, well, I'm still in first. They're second. There's third. And you can see I gradually got back to the throttle. You can see how gradually I had to get back to it while apexing this corner because it gets real loose from that transition from second to third gear. You want to play with that? You can actually roll back to the throttle here and it'll be way more stable than just trying to step on it. And that'll take you to the line. For a 1:16.782, it's the best I could do, and that rhymed. What a perfect time. Alright, as I said, this is going to be for next week at Sonoma. We have an off week here in NIS, so that's the next track. You can see my paint there. Got to redo it still. Only reason why I uploaded it this week is for one, not to throw myself off the game and to give people more time to practice. Anyways, that's it. Again, remember Wednesday. Yeah, hopefully I remember to get it done Wednesday. The iRacing Advanced Driving School, episode 3. Not sure what I'm talking about yet, but might be some options. I don't know. Or stuff iRacing don't tell you. So make sure to watch out for that on Wednesday. I'll get it done on Wednesday this time. Lately it's been on Thursday, but I'll get it done Wednesday. Anyways, Simration Chewy side. Yeah.